morning, guys, although I really should say good afternoon because it's about 3 o'clock. I woke up late today because I stayed up till almost 2 because I wanted to finish. I was going to show you the book, but I don't know where it went. I wanted to finish my book last night. So, you know that moment when you're like, I really shouldn't be reading this close to bed, but you do anyway, and then it's like several hours later? That was last night. I stayed up late to read that book, but that's fine. So I already did my treatment and all that, just been kind of resting, and I'm going to head to the barn in about an hour. It is again hot today, but I'll take that over cold weather. Plus I'm about to go back to Florida anyway, so, but yeah, I was actually thinking this morning about, while I was doing my treatment and stuff, about kind of like beating fears and things like that. I wrote a little poem, maybe I'll stick it up here if I remember. I'm really bad about doing that, so if I don't, I apologize. But I was just thinking about how this time last year, when I was getting ready to go on this, because I've done this leg once, where it's 3 hour, well, last time I did it I came out of Tampa, so it was 5 hours and then 3 hours, but this time it's backwards, 3 hours and 5 hours. Anyway, last time I was getting ready to do this flight duration, I was terrified. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to last 5 hours on a plane? Because I think I'd only flown once or twice before, like, you know, in that year. So I was, maybe even once, I don't know. So I was really scared. And I was like, I can't do this. I'm so terrified I'm going to be all the way on the other side of the country. Like, I was so scared. And now looking at this a year later, it's like, I can't wait to get on that plane. I can't wait to do that 5 hour flight. I'm considering asking to meet the pilot again. I'm so excited to go, and because it was very scenic and beautiful coming into Las Vegas. I'm so excited to see that. So excited to fly across the country and see the sunset, and just, I have a passion and a love for aviation now that this time last year I would have looked at you like you were a crazy person. And it made me think about how, because of that, I'm wanting to do I'm calling it a fear a year, and this year is roller coasters. And last time I went on the Mummy in 2017 at Universal, and I liked it. But every other roller coaster I've been on, besides like little kiddie ones, I've been terrified of. Like, I rode Cheetah Hunt a couple years ago, and I was literally afraid for my life. Like, I was so scared. And now I was just on the phone with my sister, and I was talking about how I'm planning on getting on Mako at SeaWorld, and I want to get on some of the Harry Potter roller coasters at Universal, and I was talking about maybe even getting on Tigress at Busch Gardens. Like, the thought of doing that right now does scare me, but it brings me back to this time last year where the thought of flying scared me, and now I love it. And that's not to say I'm going to go out there and be like flying and develop this passion and love for roller coasters. I don't think I will. But I want to expand on my fears and expand my world, and that's what my poem was talking about, how even though it's scary, it's amazing to see your world expand. As, you know, like, my world has expanded to getting on a plane is not a big deal, and I want to expand that to getting on a roller coaster is fun. And so I was just kind of thinking about that. I don't know where I started going off on a tangent about that, but I was just thinking about that this morning, how there's obviously something terrifying, but there's something awesome in facing your fears of whatever it may be. I have my limits. Like I told my sister, I am never getting on a drop tower. Drop towers are off limits. I am not getting on whatever that roller coaster is at SeaWorld, where you're like hanging like this instead of, you know, sitting. That's off limits. You know, I have my limits, but it's still fun. It's fun. I was watching videos of people on roller coasters this morning, and it got me excited. So anyway, all that to say, that's what was on my mind this morning, was just like, you know, facing your fears and making the most of them, and then watching your world slowly expand as you do that. So, but besides all that, I didn't mean to talk about that for 5 minutes, but besides all that, I am just going to pack what I can today. There's not much I really can, because we're going to go and do a bunch of laundry tomorrow, but I'm going to get my meds in order, because I refilled this morning, which is good for a week. So that'll be more than enough to get me through till I get back to Florida. So all my pill bottles, I'm going to get in a bag and get them together, and just some little things like that I can pack. I'm going to do today to try to decrease the workload for tomorrow, and hang out at the barn for a bit, spend some good quality time with Blondie, and just enjoy this beautiful day. So hope you guys are having a good day, whatever it looks like for you, and I'll see you guys in a little while. Hey guys, I am on my way down to the barn. It is a hot 82 degree day, but at least there's a little bit of a breeze, so that helps. I'm going down. He won't be home for about an hour. He said that yesterday. He'd be home around 5:30. It's about 4:30. So I've got him down a little bit early so that I can do some more training with them on picking up their feet. They almost seem to respond to it better when I didn't have the halter on them. So I think I'll do that again and keep the halter off of them and just have them pick up their feet. You know, hopefully they'll just kind of be standing there and a little bit chill since it is a bit of a hotter day. And just kind of work with him a little bit. I asked him if the farrier might be coming before I left, and unfortunately it doesn't look like it, but I'll do my part and do some training with them, and just enjoy the afternoon and hear the birds singing. Also, I'm glad that the past couple days have dried out the mud so that I can wear my good tennis shoes again. When it's muddy, I wear my bad ones because I don't want to get these all dirty. But if you don't know, ever since I broke my ankle, I wear 2 different shoe sizes. One's a 4.5 and one's a 4. So it's a lot more comfortable when I can actually expand and wear the right shoe size. But my old tennis shoes are just 1 shoe size. So it's a lot nicer this way. So anyway, just gonna head down there and enjoy the afternoon. Brownie's apparently making boyfriends over here. But I got all of them to pick up their feet, not as easily as the other day, but they did it, so that's all that matters. And now I don't know, it's really hot. I kind of just want shade. I know, you making girlfriends? But anyway, I'll make do with what I got, even if it's sunny. Rejected. Hey guys, so I'm hanging out with Blondie now while she's eating. Actually ended up turning my phone off for the past 20 minutes or so because it got really hot. Because it got a lot hotter out here than it was supposed to, so my phone was getting super hot. So I turned it off because I don't want to mess it up, that's for sure. I've had this phone like, 2 weeks? But it's still a little bit hot, but it's a lot better now, and I'm sitting in the shade anyway, so just gonna hang out while they're eating. Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight. I came back from the barn, took a shower. It never fails. After sweating for 2 or 3 hours, a hot shower always feels amazing. And I'm gonna hop on my treatment now to get it done and out of the way. I've been doing them earlier at night, and I'm just starting to love that format. I think I've said that before. So I'm gonna get it done now, so I don't have to worry about it the rest of the night. And I'm just gonna rest, and I still need to put my meds together. I didn't do that yet, so I'm gonna do that probably after my treatment, get all that together in a bag. But otherwise, just hang out and enjoy the evening. So thank you guys so much for coming along on my day today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.